This province is considered among the most progressive places in the Philippines and is known for many robust industries and homegrown products. But behind this grandeur, there is an ugly reality. Due to population expansion and urbanization, there are many human activities which disrupts the biogeochemical cycles that forms as major threats to sustainability and productivity of Bulacan. Carbon cycle. People in this place can and are altering the carbon cycle in lots of ways that enhances to a long-term rise of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. One of the ways is burning of fossil fuels. The power plants, domestic power, and automobiles here in Bulacan burn fossil fuels to generate electricity or power. These fuels then release long-hidden carbon in the atmosphere far more rapidly than it is being removed, causing the rate of carbon dioxide to increase the greenhouse effect. For example, sometimes in the process of work, there are black soot that comes out of the power plants in Marilao, Bulacan, which produces carbon dioxide and water vapor and indicates a problem in combustion, which leads to dangerous levels of carbon monoxide. Due to these, people from nearby places suffer from illness, such as dizziness, nausea, headaches, and many more. The second way is deforestation. Some of the areas in Bulacan are covered with forests and other forms of vegetation. People clear these forests because of the basic necessities in life, without the thoughts of replanting. Due to this, people diminish the ability of photosynthesis to eradicate carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, also resulting in a net increase of the greenhouse effect. For instance, illegal deforestation, insurgency, and rural idleness has been the way of life of many settlers for decades in Sierra Madre Mountain, San Miguel, Bulacan. Nitrogen cycle. Because of the nitrogen availability in industries, here in Bulacan, often limits the primary productivity of many ecosystems. Large changes in the availability of nitrogen can lead to severe alterations of the nitrogen cycle in both aquatic and terrestrial ecosystems. Some of the farmers here in Bulacan add nitrogen fertilizers to the soil, as nitrogen is an essential plant nutrient, especially for growth and to help maintain productivity. But though nitrogen is really essential, it contaminates groundwater and encourages the growth of toxic algae bloom. According to Greenpeace, the highest nitrate level in the groundwater wells was found in Angat, Bulacan. Therefore, drinking water may be contaminated with nitrates, which can lead to serious health problems. Burning of fossil fuels also leads to disrupting the nitrogen cycle. People here contribute large amounts of nitric oxide into the atmosphere. When this happens, the gas is converted into nitrogen dioxide and nitric acid, which returns to the surface as acid rain. Lastly, dumping sewage and other types of organic matter into water bodies from factories in Bulacan also affects the cycle. A large amount of nitrogen enters the water body, which can result to eutrophication, through which all the oxygen depletes in the water, making it inhospitable for the fishes and other aquatic organisms. The Marilao-Micahuayan-Obando river system in Bulacan is considered as one of the most polluting rivers in the world, due to the brew of toxic chemicals coming from the tanneries, as well as other industrial plants, as they continue to dump contaminated and untreated wastewater into the river, which results in the residents along the waterway do not dare to catch fishes and eat. Phosphorus cycle. In Bulacan, the intervention of the cycle is somewhat similar to the nitrogen cycle. The use of fertilizers and cutting down of rainforests by the people pollutes aquatic ecosystems, which leads to eutrophication, and also, the phosphate supplies deplete so as to, when the trees are removed from its place, the rain washes these phosphates away, causing the ground to become unproductive. Also, The use of products made by phosphorus such as laundry detergents by the people contribute to high concentrations of phosphorus in rivers, lakes and streams, which also leads to eutrophication. For example, people living near the river banks in Bulacan, such as Angat, wash their laundry using the water from the river, and since these detergents are made up of mostly phosphorus, the river gets contaminated, with it affecting the organisms in water.
Hydrologic cycle. Human activities in Bulacan can cause inequity in the hydrologic equation and can affect the quantity and quality of natural water resources available to current and future generations. One of the human activities in Bulacan is withdrawing large amounts of fresh water for own use or for jobs which threatens local resources and future water supplies, where a large population not only use more water, but discharge more wastewater containing hazardous chemicals and bacteria. Second is use of toxic chemicals in agriculture and manufacturing and runoff. Through the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides by the people, it can pollute surface water or contaminate groundwater. Third is clear-cutting forests and poor irrigation practices by the people living in Bulacan. Through this, it reduces the amount of water plants return to the atmosphere by transpiration, and also raise soil salinity and evaporation rates. Lastly, since Bulacan is urbanizing, it is being accompanied by accelerated drainage of water through road drains and city sewer systems, which even increases the magnitude of urban flood events. For instance, the floods occur in most parts of Bulacan when a typhoon or storm arrives.